A scientist is murdered. A mysterious symbol is burned onto his chest. And somewhere in the shadows, a secret society thought to be extinct is planning an attack on Vatican City. The only way to stop it is to solve a chain of ancient clues hidden across the room. That's where Robert Langdon enters the story. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Nikhil, and on this channel, we slow down for a few minutes, take out a book from the shelf, and have a quiet conversation about it. Today's book is Angels and Demons by Mr. Dan Brown. Now, many readers first discovered Dan Brown through the Da Vinci Code, but interestingly, Angels and Demons actually came before it. And this is where we first meet the legendary character of Robert Langdon. Some of you might also remember that this story was later adapted into a Hollywood film starring Mr. Tom Hanks as Robert Langdon. But today, we are focusing on the book itself and diving deep in the world of Robert Langdon. If you have read any Dan Brown novel before, you will notice he has a very distinct storytelling style. He takes history, science, religion, art, and secret societies, mixes them together, and then builds a thriller that moves at an almost relentless pace. The chapters are short, the tension builds quickly, and almost every chapter ends in a way that quietly whispers to you, just one more page. Before you know it, it's 2 o'clock in the night, and your brain is fighting a long lost battle of choosing sleep over reading just one more page. What I personally enjoyed about this book wasn't just the suspense. It was the big question sitting quietly at the center of the story. The question humanity has been wrestling with for centuries. The relationship between science and religion. Are they enemies? Are they allies? Or are they just simply two different ways of trying to understand the same universe? Dan Brown takes that tension and turns it into a fast-moving story. And the story begins in a place where science is pushing the boundaries of what we know. The novel opens at CERN, CERN, one of the most advanced scientific research centers in the world. A brilliant physicist has been working on a groundbreaking experiment. But before the discovery can change the world, he is murdered. And when his body is found, investigators notice something very strange. Burned into his chest is an ancient symbol. A symbol connected to a secret society that history claims was destroyed centuries ago, the Illuminati. Now, historically, the Illuminati were rumored to be a group of scientists and thinkers who opposed the authority of the church during the time when challenging religious power could be dangerous, sometimes even deadly. In Dan Brown's story, the idea is simple and terrifying. What if the Illuminati never truly disappeared? What if they simply went underground, waiting for their time? At the same time, something incredibly dangerous has gone missing from CERN, something created through the advanced physics, something powerful enough that in the wrong hands, it could cause unimaginable destruction. And the target of this threat is none other than the Vatican City, right at the moment when the Catholic Church is going through one of its most important transitions. The Pope has recently died. The cardinals from all over the world are gathering in the Rome. A new Pope is about to be elected. The world's attention is already fixed on the Vatican, and now an invisible threat is moving closer. This is when we meet Robert Langdon, a Harvard professor who specializes in religious symbology. Langdon is called in because the symbol found on the murdered scientist isn't random. It's a part of a much larger puzzle, a puzzle rooted in the centuries of hidden history. Langdon teams up with Victoria Vetra, a scientist who has her own connection to the murdered physicist. Together, they begin following a trail of clues hidden across Rome. Ancient churches, forgotten sculptures, works of art created by masters like Bernini. Each location reveals another clue. Each clue leads to another destination, and with every step, the clock keeps ticking. Because somewhere in the city, a weapon has been hidden. And when the countdown ends, the consequences can be devastating. But beyond the suspense and the chase and other things, what really makes the story interesting is the conversation happening underneath the plot. Throughout the book, Dan Brown keeps circling back to one central idea: the tension between scientific discovery and religious belief. Science tries to explain the universe through observation and experimentations. Religion tries to understand the universe through meaning and faith. And history shows us that these two paths have often collided. But the book also suggests something else. Maybe the conflict between them is not as simple as we think. Maybe the search for the truth, whether through science or through faith, comes from the same human curiosity, the same desire to understand where we came from and what our place in the universe might be. And while Langdon races through Rome trying to solve the mystery, the story keeps nudging us towards these larger questions. Questions about belief, knowledge, power, and the danger of absolute certainty. Because sometimes the most dangerous people are the ones who believe they are completely right. So, what did I take away from Angels and Demons? First, it reminded me how powerful a storytelling can be when ideas and entertainment meet in the same place. This book moves quickly. There's suspense, there's puzzles, there are twists that make you pause and rethink what you just read. But underneath all that excitement, there's also a thoughtful conversation about how humans try to understand the world. Second, it made me reflect on how often we divide things into simple opposites: science versus religion, faith versus reason, tradition versus progress. But reality is rarely that neat. Sometimes the truth lives somewhere in between. And finally, this book reminded me why thrillers can be such an enjoyable way to explore big ideas. You're not sitting through the lecture. Instead, you are running through the streets of Rome, decoding symbols hidden in ancient art, and uncovering secrets buried in the history, all while trying to solve a mystery before the time runs out. If you enjoy stories that mix history, science, symbolism, and suspense, then Angels and Demons is definitely a book worth picking up. If you have already read it, I would love to know what you thought about it. Did you enjoy it more than the Da Vinci Code? Or did some of the ideas in the book make you pause and question things? Let me know in the comments. And with that, me Nikhil, signing off. We will meet again soon with another book, another quiet conversation, and another cup of coffee. Until then, take care. If you get some value from this video, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Share this video to a fellow reader and keep turning the page. Thank you.